Hello guys, and welcome back to this channel. In this video, we will be analyzing the market for this coming week, which starts from the 30th of August to the 3rd of August 2021. But before we do that, let's do a recap of how our last week's signals went. If you want to watch our last week's analysis, you can check the description where we tagged the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss out on when we drop a new analysis. And lastly, if you don't want to watch the whole recap of our last week's VIP signals, you can just use the timeline to skip to the Forex signal review for this week. Let's jump right into this video. So what you can see right here is the VIP channel, and these are the signals that we dropped for last week. And as you can see, the first pair that we dropped a signal on was the AUD NZD, and we dropped a buy signal on this pair on the 23rd of August by this time 3:29 p.m. This was how it went. We dropped a signal on this around this region at this level at the price of 1.0462, and what happened was that the price struck our stop loss at 50 pips. This is what we used to analyze the chart, and it struck our stop loss at 50 pips. So the next pair that we dropped a signal on was the AUD CAD pair. AUD to the Canadian dollars, the Australian dollar to the Canadian dollars. We placed the trade on the 23rd of August, that's around this region right here, with regards to this support here. But what happened was that it broke this support and went to this support and then bounced on this support, and it went about 80 pips thereabout, and now it is currently at about 69 pips. But the target was 100 pips. So in case this might not be going well for this week, we might just close this trade, because from what I am seeing right here, it is respecting a support level here that we just set. So in case we see that the movement of this AUD CAD doesn't continue moving up, we're just going to close the trade for this week. So we made enough room for the AUD CAD to move. The AUD CAD, in terms of the stop loss, we set the stop loss to about 45 pips, and as expected, it didn't break this support level and touch our stop loss. We set this trade with regards to other previous support levels. As you can see on the weekly time frame, this support level has been respected since 2015 to 2021. So that is a good support level for this pair, except for this place, of course, this 2020, 2019, 2020, when it broke this support level. So I think that was how our last week's signals for AUD CAD went. It is up about 69 pips. We're most likely going to close this trade. So it hit take profit 1, take profit 2, and it was heading for take profit 3, but it looks like it's going to be reversing, so we might just close AUD CAD for this week. The next pair that we dropped a signal on was gold, which is XAUUSD, and this was the region which we placed the signal. We placed a sell signal for gold. We placed it around this region, this line here, and it went about 20 pips in our favor, and then reversed on us and went to this resistance level, but it hit our stop loss because we just set only 30 pips for stop loss. So it smashed our stop loss. As you can see, this stop loss wasn't enough for this trade, so it took out our stop loss, and immediately it took out our stop loss, it reacted to this resistance level and started moving down. What we should have done was that we should have just waited, because this resistance level was a level that was set with regards to this resistance level here. So we should have just waited for this resistance to hold before placing a sell on this trade. I think we just placed a trade for this too early, and we set a very tight stop loss. We would have set about a 60 pip stop loss, but that is against our rule. We don't want to be setting any stop loss above 50 pips. So we consider this trade as too risky. So the next trade that we placed was on the 24th of August, which is the next day, on Tuesday. We placed a trade on AUD NZD. We placed a trade on AUD NZD because after the trade took out our stop loss, we felt that this support level was being respected, although as you can see there are fake outs on this level. There are some fake outs on this level, but it seems like the trade is going to move in our favor. We already caught about 20 pips from this trade. As you can see, we caught about 20 pips, and we're forecasting that the trade is still going to move about 100 pips in our favor. So we'll just be looking at how the AUD to the NZD is going to be moving for this week. But if it takes out our stop loss, we might just leave this trade. And one thing about the AUD NZD is that we need to have a lot of patience. As you can see right here, this is the AUD to the NZD movement from the 3rd of August to the 13th of August. This was the whole movement for the 3rd of August to the 13th of August. It didn't move more than 46 pips throughout the whole of these 10 days. So the AUD NZD is known for its ranging, and after ranging, then it just breaks out and moves in a direction. So that's what we're seeing here. It's just ranging, and then it's just gonna break out and move in just a direction. But we're predicting that it's gonna move up. So let's see how the AUD to the New Zealand dollar is going to be moving for this week. So the next pair that we placed a trade on was the euro to the USD. We didn't really see many 100 pips opportunities for this week, so we were just placing trades and targeting little pips like 60 pips, 50 pips. I think we targeted about 50 pips for this pair. But unfortunately, we placed a sell on this trade around this level. Unfortunately, it didn't move in our favor. It hit our stop loss. We set a stop loss of about 22 pips. So it hit our stop loss and it's going up. So we used this trend channels to place the trade on this pair, but it didn't go in our favor. So we're just going to be watching how the Euro USD is going to be moving for this week. And the next pair we placed the trade on was the USD to the JPY. And another thing about this pair is that, so we placed the trade around this region right here, and as you can see, it just kept moving up, down. If we look at it on a lower time frame, you see that it was just moving in a crazy manner, up, down, before you know it to spike up, before you know it to spike down. And but it didn't touch our stop loss. We set a stop loss of about 20 pips. It didn't touch our stop loss at all. We set a stop loss of about 20 pips, and now it started moving in our direction. We set a take profit of about 50 pips, and it is 34 pips in our favor from our entry. Sorry, it is 30 pips in our favor from our entry. The target is 50 pips. So let's see how the USD/JPY will go. It has hit a take profit of about 20 pips, and we are expecting that it's still going to keep moving. It's still going to keep moving in our favor during this week. We placed this trade around on the 26th, and it just hit take profit on the 27th. So what you just need to have is patience. It has hit take profit 1 so far. So we just set 2 take profits for this pair. Take profit 1 at 20 pips and take profit 2 at 50 pips. So you just need to have patience as the price is getting to the take profit 2. The next trade that we placed was on USD-CAD. We placed this trade using a trend line. As you can see, these trend lines, we placed a buy using this trend line, and we set a take profit target of about, let's check it, of about 100 pips, 100 pips, which is around here. It's around here. We placed the trade around at this level, at this point, this circle right here. We placed the trade around here. We placed a buy around here, and immediately it began to move in our favor. It moved about 85 pips and then reversed, then came to retest this level and reversed. So I'm guessing this is a support level, a resistance level rather. This is a resistance level that it has created. So most of this setup was done in our previous videos, so all of this setup didn't just come about. So we've been doing this setup as we do our weekly analysis. So if you want to learn how we have been doing these setups, you should just watch our weekly analysis. We'll show you how we have been setting up these charts. As you can see right here, it has created a resistance level, which is here, and it has reversed on us, but it has hit take profit 1 and take profit 2. We didn't lose this trade, although we set a target of about 100 pips. but it didn't hit our 100 pip target. It just went about 80 pips and now it has reversed on us. All this happened within the 27th of August. So as you can see, take profit 1 USD CAD, take profit 2 USD CAD. The next trade that we placed was after the USD CAD, we placed a trade on GBP CAD. We placed this trade because most Canadian dollar pairs move in the same way most of the time. So when we saw the setup for the USD CAD, we decided to check the GBP CAD and we saw that they might just move in the same manner. So we just used support levels to predict this trade and we placed the trade around this region right here. We placed the trade around here. This dot right here was where we placed the trade and it moved in our favor. It moved about 100 pips and when it got to 100 pips, it began to reverse. So I guess we enjoyed what we needed to enjoy from this trade. So that was the whole highlight of the GBP CAD. It started reversing on us. I guess that's all that we placed trades on for last week. This was the whole highlight for last week, and we have dropped the result on how last week's signals went on the main group, which is this group right here. We made about 500 pips from this week, but we lost about 166 pips. So this is our net profit for the week. We also made about 628 pips for our previous week and then lost about 228 pips, and this is our net pips for this week. Assuming you used a 0.01 lot for the whole of last week, for the whole of our previous week and our last week, you would have made about $72.4. Assuming you used a 0.1 lot size, you would have made about this amount. Assuming you used a 1 lot size, you would have made about this amount. So trading with our VIP signals is really good. It's really good. We make losses, but we also do make profits. So for this week's analysis, we have a list of currency pairs that we are going to be analyzing for this week. And we are going to be analyzing the EURUSD, EURAUD, EURCAD, GBPUSD, NZDCAD, GBPJPY, EURJPY, and XAUUSD, which is gold. So the first pair that we'll be analyzing for this week is the EURUSD. EURUSD. Let me take this away. This is an invalid setup. So what we are looking at here is a resistance level. This is a resistance level. Our trade was supposed to be going up, but it resisted this level and it went down. So we are predicting that this level might hold again, and as you can see, this was a spike up from last week and it got to this same level and it is reacting to this level. As you can see, it is ranging. If you check a 5-minute time frame, you see range that is ranging. So there is a possibility that it might break down. There is a possibility that it might break down, but we are also predicting that it might also move up. So let's see how this will go. So we already checked it out to see if this trade is going to make sense, and we are predicting that it's going to move about 79 pips, and we are setting a 20 pip stop loss. We can reduce that to about 12 pips. So we are setting about 12 pips of stop loss, so we wouldn't be risking too much on this trade. I think this makes sense. I think this is going to be worth it to risk about 15 pips on this trade. So the next pair that we're going to be looking at is the euro to the AUD. Most of the time the euro pairs move in the same way, so if that is going to be selling, I mean, this might also be selling, and as you can see, this is already selling. So what I am looking at is that for this pair this week, it might just sell to this support level, to any of these support levels, and we're going to be using any of these support levels to place our trade for the euro AUD this week. So once it gets to any of these levels, we're going to set an alert for this level. So once it gets to any of these levels, TradingView is going to alert us and we're going to place a buy for the euro AUD. So we're just going to be watching to see if this price is going to get to this level before we place a trade on the euro AUD. So let's just check it out to see if this trade is going to be worth it. Oh, that's a lot of risk. And in case we place the trade for using this level, in case we place a buy using this level, we're just going to target about 100 pips for this trade, just about 100 pips for this trade. But in case it breaks this level, we're going to target more than 100 pips for this trade. So let's just see how the week will be for the Euro AUD. The next pair that we're going to be looking at is the Euro to the Canadian dollar. And for this pair, we would have entered this trade last week, but the risk was too much. The risk was a lot. We missed our entry for this trade, and if we check it out, entering now wouldn't be worth it because we're just going to be looking at about 72 pips as profit, and we're going to be risking about 60 pips, which is too much. Risking about 60 pips to win 72 pips isn't really worth it. So we're just going to be waiting for the price to get to this level, then we might consider a buy for this level. So that's what we're going to be doing for the EURCAD this week. The next pair that we'll be looking at is GBPUSD. And like I said, most of all these setups were made from our previous analysis videos. So if you want to know how we set up everything right here, just watch our previous analysis videos. If you can watch everything, then that will make a lot of sense. So what we are predicting for this is, we're looking at this resistance level right here, this resistance level. So we're looking at this level. So we'll just create we'll just set an alert for this level. We're predicting that the price might get to this resistance level and bounce, and we might just place a sell on this. So let's check if this is going to be worth it. Well, we're just going to be risking about 34 pips for this trade, and we're going to be targeting about 100 pips. So this trade might be worth it. So we're just going to be waiting for it to get to this level. Also, the price might break this level, this resistance level here. Everything that we do in Forex is a risk. Nothing is 100% sure. That's why we use a stop loss. So it is always advisable that you use stop losses when you are trading. So the fact that we are predicting that it might bounce on this resistance level doesn't really mean it is going to bounce on that level. It might break that level and get to this resistance level right here and also sell on this level, or it might even break this level and get to this resistance level right here. That's why we mark our charts in levels. We don't just mark our charts because we feel like marking our charts. We mark them in levels. As you can see, there are some levels that are close to each other. We set these levels because sometimes the price might just slice through that level. As you can see right here, this is a support level. We can't just place a buy on this level because this is a really bearish movement. So when you see a really bearish movement like this, because you have marked out your charts in levels, you will know that, okay, this level is not going to hold. So you're just going to leave the trade and watch if it is going to react to the next level. And as you can see, this trade kind of reacted to this level, but it is always good for you to wait for more confirmation candlesticks before placing a trade. So the next pair that we're going to be looking at for this week is the NZD to the CAD. NZD to the Canadian dollar. That's the New Zealand dollar to the Canadian dollar. From what I can see right here, I think we might just be placing a sell on this trade during this week because this looks like as if it is respecting this resistance level. But we will just be looking at how this will be moving for this week. It might also break this level because this is a really bullish movement. It might break this level and respect this level right here. So if we want to just trade this, we might just set a stop loss of about 15 pips and target about 100 pips for this trade. And in case it triggers our stop loss and it heads for this level right here, we might just set a stop loss of about 30 pips thereabout and target about 150 pips, because any of these levels might just get respected. So we'll be looking at how the NZDCAD will be going for this week. We feel that the NZDCAD might sell this week, but let's just see how the NZDCAD will be moving for this week. The next pair that we will be looking at is the GBP to the JPY. That's the Great British Pound to the Japanese Yen. We created a resistance area for this pair. This area is a resistance area, and we're predicting that, from what we can see, the price is reacting to this resistance area, and we're predicting that the GBP CAD might just sell during this week. So what we are going to be doing is that we're not going to be placing a trade yet. We're going to watch if this price is going to get to this level right here, this level right here, and we're going to place a sell on this trade when it gets to this level right here. We have already done our risk to reward ratio, and we are setting a maximum of 40 pips stop loss for this trade, just in case it breaks this whole area and hits our stop loss. We're going to be leaving this trade, but we are setting a take profit of about 135 pips for this trade, so this trade might be really worth it. So let's just watch if the price might still reverse and retest this area to see if we're going to be placing a sell on this pair. So the next pair that we should be looking at is the euro to the JPY. The euro to the JPY looks like it might also sell, but we are looking at this level. We're going to be watching these levels, these two levels right here, and we're not going to place a trade until it breaks this resistance level right here and gets to this other resistance level right here. So we set our risk to reward ratio in between both of these lines. We're going to be placing our trade in between both of these lines. So, and we're going to be setting a stop loss of about 25 pips for this trade to target about 123 pips for this trade. So we're just going to wait for the price to get to this resistance level right here before placing a sell on this trade. So we're looking at a sell for the EURJPY for this week. It might probably get to that level on Friday, but who knows. That's it for the EURJPY. For the XAU to the USD, I know you can see many lines on this pair. That's because the XAUUSD is really volatile. It moves and it has a lot of levels that it is respecting. So the more it respects levels, the more we have more lines drawn on this pair, and we are predicting that the XAUUSD we are predicting that the price might get to this level right here, and we will sell when it gets to this resistance level right here. So this is the level that we are forecasting the XAUUSD pair to get to, and we're not going to be risking anything more than 30 pips for this trade, and we're going to be targeting a really huge target for this trade. We're going to be targeting about 128 pips for this trade with a risk of about 30 pips. So we're just going to be looking at how the XAUUSD will be moving for this week. We're going to wait for it to get to this resistance level before selling. So it looks like it might take time before it gets to this level, but let's see how the XAUUSD will move for this week. So I guess that's all for the analysis of this week. If you learned something new, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel so that you wouldn't miss out on when we drop a new analysis, and if you want to know when we will be dropping these signals, you can click the link in the description below to join our Telegram channel. We have a free Telegram channel and we have a paid Telegram channel. This is our paid Telegram channel where we drop all of our signals, and this is our free Telegram channel where we drop just few of our signals. And as you can see from the results, you can check our results. Results don't lie. We made about 722 pips from last 2 weeks. So subscribing to the VIP is going to be worth it. You can also test out our signals on the free group. We drop some of our signals on the free group, so you can just check them out and see if subscribing to our VIP might be worth it. So you can just test our signals on our free group before subscribing to the VIP. That's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.